Richie, how's it going? Just doing a video response to your video about the upcoming Premier League season and the predictions that you had made. First of all, they are very solid predictions that you made, and for the most part I agree with them. There's a few discrepancies. Also, I want to preface this by saying, while it's still June, we don't know all of the comings and goings of each club, so it's a little difficult at this point to pin down how the clubs are going to finish. And of course, there's many unknown variables during the season, such as injuries and off the field, off the pitch drama and soap opera type situations. So anyways, here it goes. I tend to talk a little. I already have made several takes of this video and gone over because I just keep talking about each club. Okay, coming in at number 20 is Blackpool. Newly promoted. It's going to be short-lived. Enough said. Number 19, Bolton. Kind of a surprise, a little bit of a let-off from last season. I just don't think they can continue to do that, to finish 14, 15, 16. It's not in the cards. The loss of Selma Allardyce has been crucial, and they've been kind of reeling ever since. And while they've had some very tough performances, I just don't see that continuing. Number 18, this is kind of a surprise. Number 18 is Wigan. Wigan has played very well in the past, and always been kind of semi-safe from the relegation zone, but I just don't think it's going to happen this time. I just think they haven't made enough positive changes for that to continue. So, sorry, Wigan. Number 17 is newly promoted West Brom. They're going to survive this first season. Next season, of course, is up in the air, but this season they're going to survive just barely. I don't know any more details of West Brom, so we'll have to see how that goes. Number 16, the Wolves. You had, I believe, the Wolves being relegated at 18. That may happen. I think so far they've made a few positive changes to avoid relegation. Who knows? Of course, injuries could definitely play a part, as well as Mick McCarthy type of managerial style. I'm not completely sold on his style. Number 15, and this is kind of with an asterisk, Richie, so take it for what it's worth. West Ham. I think West Ham is going to finish 15th, but it could be worse, or it could be better. The reason for is I believe their chairman, just at the end of this last season, had announced that only one player was safe from transfer, and that was Scott Parker, circa of Newcastle of old. And Scott Parker is an excellent midfielder, but it's curious that he didn't include Matthew Upson with that. And I thought for certain he would, but he didn't. So with that, if those transfers are made, if those changes are made, West Ham could be in dire straits. It could be just in a calamity of highest proportion. Or if they make some positive changes and bring in some key players, if they can afford it, then they could actually finish stronger than 15th. But right now I think 15th is kind of the area that I predict that they're going to fall into. But we will have to see. A lot of variables with that. Sorry. Number 14, Stoke. Of course, this is the next few selections are all kind of shaky because either I don't know enough about them or this is exactly where they ended up last season. Stoke, yeah. 13, Birmingham, drop off from last season, second year blues, pardon the pun. But I just think they are going to not finish as strong. So, anyways, number 12, the surprise promoted team, Newcastle. I think this is the bottom or the lowest that Newcastle will finish. They could actually finish within the top 10. I was hearing so many positive things about them last season in the championship. Of course, we've seen that before, but they don't have that off-the-pitch drama that they did 2 seasons ago. I mean, talk about a soap opera. I mean, you might as well have, canceled EastEnders and put this in. I mean, it would have been just as exciting. Number 11, 10, and 9 are all kind of wishy-washy, and they kind of could easily move around. Number 11 is Blackburn. Yeah, we'll see. Number 10, Sunderland. They could actually. I'm being really generous with that. They could actually drop lower, but we'll see. So far, so good. Number 9, kind of a drop off for Aston Villa. Um, Martin O'Neill is, he's an excellent manager, outstanding manager, but I just don't think he has the players buying into it, or going, hey, yeah, let's do this, hey, let's finish strong. They have, last couple seasons, but I just can't see them repeating it. Ashley Young is an outstanding player, but he seems a little lost on Aston Villa. So who knows about that? Number 8, kind of a surprise, Fulham. I think they've made a lot of positive changes, and really, I think 8 is about where they'll end up. Of course, injuries excluded or unexpected transfers. 7, Everton. I'm just a huge fan of David Moyes. What an outstanding manager. He takes a mid-table team and always finishes higher than that. Several seasons ago, he finished 3rd, believe it or not. So I just think David Moyes is an outstanding manager, but Everton hasn't made enough, positive changes, bringing in players that will solidify a top 5 spot. So I've been wrong before about Everton. So number 6, kind of a surprise, Liverpool. And I'm actually being really generous with this one. They could actually be 7th or 8th. They have still high quality talented. They're getting older. But you know what? It's too much drama. Too much off the pitch drama. They're in financial straits just as West Ham is. And something's got to give. And I think it's going to be their position in the table. So I'm being generous, giving them a 6th spot. The reason I keep looking down here, by the way, is that's where my list is. I can't obviously remember all these things off the top of my head. Number 5, Man City. Man City epitomizes what England national team is going through right now. You take all these talented players, put them together, and that doesn't automatically mean goals. It doesn't automatically mean victories. They have no chemistry. They have no rapport with one another. It's just, hey, I'm really talented. Hey, you're really talented. But I want to score. No, you want to score. I mean, that's England, and that's Man City. So I'm being kind of generous. They could actually be 6th or 7th. So right now, because of just the sheer talent, they'll finish 5th, which is what they did last season. Number 4, same as last season, Tottenham. I think they've have this very, very strong chemistry with the Spurs. Absolutely, lethal chemistry that they are, working very well together. Jermaine Defoe, Peter Crouch. The problem they may have, and where they may slip in the table, is their financial situation. Harry Redknapp, for whatever reason, just can't hang on to money. Just loves to spend it, doesn't he? Number 3, kind of a surprise, Chelsea. Obviously Joe Cole, I think, is already gone, and with the pouting that Didier Drogba does, I mean, he's an outstanding player, but man, let's work on the maturity level, okay? So I just don't see them finishing 1st again. It just isn't going to happen. Number 2, just like last season, Manchester United. You know what? As much as Paul Scholes and Ryan Giggs and Gary, whatever the hell his last name is, Neville, Gary Neville, which I don't like him at all. I mean, what are these? I mean, I see these classic videos or matches from the 90s, and they're all playing. It's like, are you kidding me? It's like ages ago. So I just don't see them finishing 1st. But they have a lot of talented, so that's where they'll finish. Number 1, just as you predicted, Arsenal. This team is just screaming for a championship in the Premier League. If they can avoid the injuries, and that's an asterisk, they can avoid the injuries, they'll finish top easily. They have so much talent and a lot of spunk. But you know what? If they don't avoid the injuries, if they get off to a slow start, forget it. It's not going to happen. There's just too much competition at the top. All right, I got to go at the 10-minute mark. So talk to you later, Richie. Bye.